Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode. This is actually episode 27 of the Bento Boxcast, the most animeist podcast of all the internet, right, Rafa?
Yes, sir.
Like always, I myself am Hector, but of course, I am not the only one here. As always, every week, I'm joined by my good, fantastic, honestly, one of the most cultured, one of the most influential and charismatic people I know, my co-host Rafa.
Thank you so much. I've never been described that way before. I appreciate that. I am honored. You're the best.
I had to pull out my thesaurus for that one.
Right.
I was like, dude, where am I coming up with these words? But I was like, yeah, they're fair descriptions of you, my friend.
Thank you.
But for everybody listening, whether that be on Anchor.com or whether that be the platforms that Anchor.com is associated with, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or really any other platform that's on there, we're coming at you here, live and direct, every week, every Friday, right, guys? But if you're not listening on one of those, I think the term is aforementioned sites.
Big words. Okay.
I'm literally pulling this out of my butt.
How you got it?
But of course, you can also listen to us on our home stay, our home base, our main girl, our club room, youtube.com. We don't have the / Bento Boxcast title yet. We have to get a little bit bigger in the community. But when we get there, chef's kiss. But that being said, guys, you can find us there. Just look up Bento Boxcast, and you'll find our iconic logo, our classic orange octopus with the bento box. And actually, I don't think we ever discussed this, but to any viewers, right, that know anime, do you know exactly what our logo, what each little item in our box has? I don't think we've actually ever talked about that. But every little piece within the bento box has some special in it. So keep an eye out on that. Check it out. But you can also see us on our Twitter. So that's going to be important later. So just remember that in every episode, you, the viewer, has a chance to add some topic suggestions or some talking points for us to discuss. And the only way to have that happen is if you tweet at us at the Bento Boxcast, or if you tweet at our personal Twitters. Mine is ultra_vman, and Rafa's is at MeTalkAnime. Or, last but not least, you could join our Discord. The link to everything, and I literally mean everything, is going to be in description down below. So feel free to chat with us and get involved in the community and help us grow. So there's definitely that. We want to get out there, make sure everybody enjoys the best anime podcast in all the internet. Because, who doesn't want to enjoy the best? Really, truly. So,
yeah, pretty much.
We have a jam-packed one today. And
we do.
I'm kind of excited for it, but before we jump right in, I want to get some plugs out of the way. Because we have a new plug to plug.
What?
I want to plug my friend Rafa's Twitch channel because he is now streaming on Twitch.
Oh, thank you.
He is now
I did not see that coming.
I know. I wanted to surprise you with that one. He's now streaming on Twitch, guys. He's gaming. And I kid you not, his stream is super entertaining. He talks a little bit about it, which here comes the next plug. On his other podcast, it is a gaming, pop culture, and everything nerdy podcast that you can find on there. It is called The Play and Pod with Alex, John, and Rafa. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Spotify. Anywhere that we're on, they're on. So trust me.
Right.
Check it out. It's a great podcast. The most recent one was absolutely hilarious. And yeah, I hope you guys do check those out, as well as our good friends over at 3upprints.com. They make some incredible t-shirts. They get your orders in. They try to make you your orders. And as well, they have their own collections that they bring up. The most recent one was a holiday collection, which is unfortunately not for sale anymore, but I'm sure they got some stuff cooking. So definitely be on the lookout for them. Check them out and definitely get into their DMs with your business because trust me, they make some high quality stuff.
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, guys, I too stream on Twitch. I know actually before I got a little bit ahead of myself. Rafa's Twitch is twitch.tv/RafaBotGaming. Again, it's going to be in the description down below. Mine is going to be right there next to his as well. It is twitch.tv/ultra_vman. You go to Rafa for the laughs. You go to mine for some quality gun skill and gameplay. All right, but
Yeah, because
Rafa is great in his regard, but trust me, you will be laughing your butt off when you're in Rafa's stream, because not only was I watching his stream at night, and let me tell you, this is kind of going on a little bit of a tangent, but Rafa, you were, I think it was your maybe not your first stream. Was it your first stream where you went for like 8 hours or something like that, like some crazy amount of hours?
no, my first stream, I played Hearthstone for a little bit. That was like at night randomly.
Okay.
The second stream was, I'm trying to remember, when did I go for a long time. I think that was my third stream it was on Saturday, right?
Yeah, the most recent one I think was on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the longest stream. That's my third one. That's the third one I did.
Okay. Yeah, no, cause yeah, that was nutty. But trust me, guys, it was a hoot. It was a good time to be there. So you guys definitely got to check out both streams, because it's a good time. You'll get the best of both worlds, visiting both our channels. But
Yeah.
without further ado, you guys are here for the anime. You guys are here for the best anime podcast in all the internet. So I just want to jump right into, Rafa, you like that? 2 weeks in a row we're on time. We're actually early.
We are, but Hector, I'm gonna interrupt you really quickly. I want to plug in one more thing.
Okay.
Because it's
We
fresh
ain't done with the plugs. Okay, go ahead.
I know it's fresh in my mind, and I want to play it because it's a good episode. We just recorded it. We have Alex and John and I have a movie podcast that comes out twice a month. And we just, as of recording this, we just finished the recording of the newest episode where we review The Mummy, 1999 movie with Brendan Fraser.
Oh.
And it was a lot of fun. I once again was not in the most positive towards the movie compared to the other two. So it's fun. I recommend listening to it when it comes out. You're gonna have some laughs in there for sure, because like Alex got me mad a little bit because he was defending this movie, and it's like, how are you gonna defend the movie? This movie sucks, but whatever. Um, but yeah, like that's gonna be fun to listen to. So it's only on the audio platforms that we're on, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything on Anchor. So under Geek Chart 2000, go check it out. I think it's on the Playing Pod also. But either way, it's on the Spotify, it's on the Apple Podcast, and then after that, we have planned for our Christmas episode. We are going to review Die Hard, which is considered a Christmas movie, so that's gonna be fun. And that's all the plugs that I have. I just want to say shout out to Anime God, the newest member of the Discord.
Oh, that is right. I did see him join recently, actually.
Yeah,
I remember
he just joined a few days ago.
we
So,
were, or I was streaming, and he asked if I had like a Discord for the
Discord.
channel. Yeah, and I guess I mean I told him the only Discord that we have is well, obviously
It's
the
the
Bento
anime.
Boxcast. Yeah, here's
Yeah.
your bento, or your Boxcast bento. So, guys, definitely join that. It's a good time. Trust me. There's a lot of funny memes in there, and just stuff that gets shared. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
shout out to him for joining, man. He's going on full on board, dude. He subscribed, he commented, now he's on the Discord. So it's
Yeah,
cool to see. It's cool to see that he's involved.
for true, he's the homie. So if you guys want to be a homie, then you already know what to do. Comment, follow, share, subscribe. What else is there, Rafa? Oh, hit the bell icon.
The bell icon, yup. Tweet at us, hit us up on Twitter.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, Dana covers it. Yep, that is me wrapping up, interrupting you, so you can continue where we left
Oh,
off.
well, the thing is, we still need to hear your beautiful voice because we got to get right into the news segment.
Oh shoot! It is anime news with our anime correspondent Hector.
Well, to be honest, and to be completely honest, right? I just want
Okay.
to be out there.
Just
This
according to me.
news, as of this week, right? Since we recorded the last pod, I will say the anime news has been kind of small, right? I really only had
Hmm.
two articles that I think would be great to talk about. And funny enough,
Okay.
I'm glad that we kind of discussed video games in some kind of light because this one pertains to a video game that
Oh,
is also an anime, or
what?
an anime that is also a video game. It's vice versa, but you know what I'm saying. So, Persona 5 Strikers game gets Western release for PS4, Switch, PC on February 23rd, 2021. Now, this is a special thing because not only am I a huge fan of the Persona franchise, more specifically Persona 5, because that's honestly where I kind of jumped in with the anime and with the games as well. Because I'm going to be honest, I bought Persona 4 because I really wanted to play Persona 5 because I've been hearing a ton of hype on Persona 5. And I feel like you are also in the same boat. Like, I know you said you've wanted to dabble in Persona 5, at least the game.
I I want to play Persona 5. I played Persona 4 and I loved it a lot. I want to play Persona 5, so I can't wait. But I need a PlayStation to play that
Well, sir, it's
because
also on Switch and PC.
see that's where I think people are getting confused because I'm pretty sure it's a fighting game. I don't think it's the actual full Persona 5 game because um, I don't know if you knew this, but back in the day when Persona 4 came out, there was a Persona 4 version on the Xbox 360, which I was interested in. Which I was it the 360 or the Xbox One? Either way, there was a Persona 4 ended up on one of the versions of the Xbox. And I was like, oh man, finally I could play Persona 4 without having to have a PlayStation. This is before I bought a PlayStation. So then, I was looking into it, and it was a 2D fighter with the Persona games. So I was like, oh shoot, I can't play Persona 4 because it's just a fighting game, and I don't want the fighting game. I want the actual full RPG game. So I kind of have a hunch that this Persona 5 Strikers is a fighting game and not the full Persona 5 game because of the name. So could be
Okay.
wrong.
So, upon further inspection, February 23rd is the fighting game, and
I knew it.
the
I called it.
actual game, if I'm right, says March 2021 for PlayStation 4, 5, and Nintendo Switch in Europe and North America.
So the full release for Persona 5 in March.
Is March for the Switch
Okay.
and the PlayStations. So I'm not really surprised on obviously the PlayStations because that's where it's always been. But the Switch part is the part that kind of surprises me a little bit.
Well, I'm not that surprised because I mean, the main guy in Persona 5 is in Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So for like the longest, it's been rumored that they were going to release uh Persona 5 on the Switch. It was just, I just thought it was just a matter of time before they went ahead and did that. So sounds like they're going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, which to be honest, I've been waiting for it to be on the Switch because that's kind of where I want it to buy it. Assuming I don't get a PlayStation 5 anytime soon, which I probably won't, considering they're so out of stock and out of sale. Um, Nobody knows when they're going to come back. But yeah, I mean, the fact that that's going to be coming, obviously, the fighting game in February and then the full game in March. I'm really, really excited for that because I do love the Persona 5 in general. I have heard some crazy, crazy good feedback on the actual game itself, both from the Japan release and I'm guessing at some point, obviously, this release, but obviously, players in the Western Hemisphere have played the Japanese release. Those that can speak English or somehow mod it to get like English subtitles, or I don't know if that's even part of the game, but But yeah, like just the experience with the game itself, super excited about it, and hopefully this kind of lights the fire to create more episodes for the Persona 5 series, or if that's officially like been wrapped up, then let's give me Persona 6 because I would totally watch that anime because I really enjoyed it a lot.
So it looks like the Persona 5 Strikers, it is going to be it's going to be a game kind of like shoot, like Dynasty Warriors. Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors before?
That does sound familiar, but I have not. I don't think I played it.
It's when you pick a character and like you do like and you take out like 1,000 people. Like just you fight waves and waves of people and do like these
Oh,
massive
I think
moves.
of what's that Link Hyrule game or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I
Hyrule
think of.
Warriors, that's another one. That's like in that style. So apparently that's what's coming out here with for us.
Well, at least that one's going to be the February release. Yeah, so um yeah, I mean, regardless, Persona games, they always get a lot of hype behind it, so super excited to see how that one comes out. I'm going to be waiting for the actual game though, so if you guys do buy the February release of Persona 5 Strikers, then yeah, let me know. Tell me if it's good or not, and we'll come back to that in February, which is a long
Right.
time from now. But moving on to the next article, which is one more that I'm a little bit more excited about. So, My Hero Academia Demon Slayer rank on New York Times' December graphic best book seller list. This was posted on the 6th of December. So, 3 volumes of Horikoshi's My Hero Academia manga and 1 volume of Demon Slayer manga ranked on the New York Times monthly graphic books and manga bestseller list released in early December. The first volume of My Hero Academia ranked at number 4, the second at 10, and the 25th volume at 14. The first volume of Demon Slayer ranked at 11 on the list. The New York Times posted its first new graphic books and manga bestseller list in October of 2019, and it is one category of the newspaper's new bestseller lists. So it is really awesome to see New York Times acknowledging anime once again, because I know you brought up an article last week about New York Times and how one of the best TV shows of 2020 was actually an anime. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so now that they're saying, you know what, hey, manga is also a great representation of anime, and not only that, but 2 of the best animes of all time, and they're going to be, goaded in status by all those who watch anime. My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer have been acknowledged as well by New York Times as some of the best manga and graphic book bestsellers of 2020, and to be exactly precise, of December. So really cool to see that. And I'm really surprised that only 1 volume of Demon Slayer made it through. But however, My Hero Academia had 3. But I'm also not surprised because I feel like My Hero is definitely more loved than Demon Slayer, at least here in the Western
It's
Hemisphere.
way more, well, yeah. I don't know about over there, but here, My Hero is way more popular than Demon Slayer.
Yeah, and I feel like that's also because it's like a shonen, and like obviously a lot of people here in the Western Hemisphere like Naruto, so it's something similar. So I don't know, but I
It's
mean,
more
I'm not surprised.
easier. I feel like it's more easier to access, more easier to get into My Hero than Demon Slayer.
That's true. Also, one thing well, I don't know if it's the same for is Demon Slayer on Funimation?
I don't know actually. Let me check.
Because if it isn't, then that means um that means that My Hero is actually a lot easier accessed than Demon Slayer for everybody, because I know My Hero is on Hulu. I know it's on Crunchyroll. Um and I'm pretty sure it's on Funimation. Um and if that's the case, then I mean, Demon Slayer is on Hulu, so of course it should be on Funimation. Regardless, I feel like people are more attracted to My Hero Academia because of the superheroes, because of the shonen aspect of it. Which I don't know if
It
Demon
is.
Slayer. Okay, so yeah, but I don't know if Demon Slayer is part of the shonen
It
universe.
is. It is shonen. Shonen is just the type of genre. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
like a universe or
Oh
anything like
yeah, I
that.
meant genre. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's just more of a darker shonen. You know, it's not as I feel like My Hero is more lighthearted compared to Demon Slayer, and what Demon Slayer, especially what Demon Slayer deals with their topics. You know,
Would you say that My Hero is more easily digestible for children than Demon Slayer?
yes, or for
Okay.
like a younger audience, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it's superheroes. Everybody could get it. Everybody could get into superheroes.
yeah. So
You
I
know,
mean, that's where I guess I can understand.
I mean, Demon Slayer opens up with the main guy losing his whole family to a demon. So, it's a lot more harder to get into, especially when you're younger. You're like, what just happened, dude? He just lost his whole family, and then they don't really cut away. Like you see their dead bodies there, and like it's a lot more violent. I'm not saying that people don't like violence or whatever, but like I just feel like it's way easier to get into like My Hero,
Yeah. Okay.
especially now with like how accepting everybody is with like with superheroes and things like that. So
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to wrap up this new segment. So thank you all for tuning in. Rafa, tune us out.
thank you, Hector, for the news.
Like I said, that was going to be a short one. However, this one or this next segment, I'm kind of really excited about because it's taking the place of something we both loved from our previous season podcast, which was uh, rental. Yes, rental girlfriend, right? Rent a
Yeah,
girlfriend. There
right,
you go.
girlfriend.
Yeah, rent a girlfriend was our. I was for some reason I spaced on the name. Um, but Rent a Girlfriend, as you guys know or may not know, that we used to talk about it every new episode that came out, and we would kind of discuss the newest episode and just kind of dive deep and give our impressions and what we think is going to happen in the future, and kind of just think of what to expect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we now have a new one, a new anime that we're going to put on that pedestal and talk about every week. For Rafa, it's going to be something new to experience. For me, it's going to be something to look forward to because I know what's going to happen and I want to see it played out in animation and all that. So, without further ado, Rafa, I think we should start talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. And to be exact, it is
Episode 10.
episode 10. So, I want to hear your first impressions of episode 10 and just kind of what you expect for episode 11, which is going to be coming out on the same day this podcast comes out, which is on Fridays.
Ooh. I'm trying to remember what happened. I remember the main thing that happened, and in this episode. I know I remember the main guy. What's his name again? I don't like
Itadori.
Itadori. He he and the guy that drives the car. They're planning to see if the guy with the hair that's covering his face, like to see if he notices curses to capture him or whatever. And they kind of end up
Mm.
hanging out almost. Like I don't know. Like I remember that. Like he like that was alright. That was kind of cool. That didn't really like. Honestly, I didn't really care for that, but like that was clearly like kind of like story B, kind of like the sub story of this episode. The main piece, the main part of this episode was the I don't even know if he's like a teacher or the guy with the glasses, the one that's like, oh, I'm clocking in for work.
He's a salaryman ex
Is
cursed user or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the salaryman sorcerer or whatever, and he's fighting the zombie guy, right? Whatever that guy's name is, right? The zombie guy.
I forgot his name, but he's essentially the embodiment of human hate. The
Yeah,
curse, the
him.
human hate curse. Yeah.
And that's the main thing of the whole episode that I remember, and that was an amazing fight scene, and like the way he kind of know, and the way that you find out, or the way that the bad guy explains how he uses his powers and things like that. You're just like, oh, that's pretty messed up, dude. Like, and the way that he's able to use it, like so, like the way that he affects people, the way he deforms people is by, in a sense, like warping their soul, like changing how their soul is, and that's how it affects the way the body looks and things like that. And then just their whole fight scene was amazing. Like I'm scared for this guy. I'm scared for the Saturday man. I don't know if he's gonna make it out of this. I hope he survives, but will he? Like I don't know. but it ends on a really cool cliffhanger where like it showed up, like the cliffhanger happened. I was like, man, I wish the new episode was already out. Already. Like I really want to see what happens next. Where the guy, when the Cyberman was fighting the human hate guy, he was all like, hey man, I have until 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. I'm clocking out, bro. Like I hate overtime, and so I gotta finish this up before before my day of work ends. And they're fighting. It's really cool. The animation is great, and again, you get the sense of how powerful the bad guy is. Um, and then the Cyberman's like, ah, shoot, it's 6 p.m. It's overtime, and then he takes off his tie, he puts it on his hand, and it just like I was just like, I need to see what happens next. Like I need to see what happens next because clearly he wasn't going full force. He wasn't going full. I don't even know how to say it. Like he wasn't going Ultra Instinct. Like he was about to go Ultra Instinct now because he put his tie on his hand, and like you can see the curse energy like illuminating from his hand. Like I can't wait to see what happens between this fight. Like that's literally the episode for me. Is like it's the Cyberman fighting the human hate guy, and then the Cyberman saying, "Ah, shoot, I need to step it up here because this guy's really strong," and then the episode ends. Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, did I summarize the episode pretty much?
Pretty
Like,
much, it's like the main meat and potatoes of the show, or the episode at least, was Nanami, which is the inspector's name, the salaryman's name, was fighting the like I said, the curse of human hate. Um, I mean, yeah, that's literally all I really wanted to watch, and I don't know. I want to know for a fact what studio is behind this, because Studio Mappa. So yeah, so Mappa has been putting their hands in so many like delicious pots of anime. Like they are
they're
quite
everywhere.
literally everywhere, and they are producing some of the hottest animes of like every season. So
Yeah.
I have to give huge props to Studio Mappa for this one, because the fighting scenes just look so smooth, so seamless,
Mm.
so beautiful to like just straight up watch them duke it out and box it out. It is so cool to see this just transpire in front of us, right? Like just seeing them, just how smooth the action is, and like coming from a manga reader for this specific anime, like man, I'm so excited to see how they do other stuff, because I mean, if you remember the Gojo fight in like episode 8, I think, versus the little volcano guy, like that was such a beautiful fight. And then this one just seemed so dope, and just how he can do like the idol or the soul transfiguration with like the souls of the people, and like the curse, how he was just manipulating the body of these people by changing them into these disgusting looking things, like straight up out of a Junji Ito comic or manga. Like it's so
Right.
cool to see just how smooth everything looked. Like I mean, I can't tell you guys enough. Like this is the show to be watching this season. Um,
And then he hit the human hate guy hit the salary man, and he's like, hey, normally people are dead by now, but like I can tell you can't prepare it because he put curse energy around his heart, or was it, or his soul, or
yeah,
something
his
like
soul.
that.
Yeah.
So like the Cyberman was even ready for something like that. Like, and he's like, "Oh, I just need to hit you 2 more times, and like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm gonna get you." So like, I'm like, oh man, like the fight just kept building up, just keep
Mm-hmm.
getting more hyped and more hyped to the point that not it left you at that cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I love the way they. So to be honest, when I saw Nanami in the manga, I did not expect him to look the way he did in the anime. But I just love his character design. I love his glasses. I love the tie, and my favorite part definitely about the. It's rare to say this, but my favorite part about that episode 10, was literally the cliffhanger ending where he just powers up because he puts the tie around his around his hand, and he's like, okay, well, we're hitting overtime. And I was like, wait, what does overtime mean? Like you could tell like the curse was saying like what it is, power suddenly spike, and I'm like, oh, Nanami's in overtime mode. Let's say less. Let's go. So like, you already know episode 11 is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like maybe 70% of the episode is gonna be just them straight up duking it out. Uh, and I'm like super excited to see that, just because I love like the episodes where they're just straight up fighting and boxing it out, and like just the craziness that is that show. So I'm really excited for episode 11. Yeah.
No, it's gonna be great, and I can't wait to see how that fight's gonna end up. I I hope he doesn't die. I don't think he is going to die. You know, I feel like he's going to be one of the main characters. Someone's going to stick around for a while. It would be insane if they kill him off like immediately. You know, right after they got introduced. Like that would shock me. That would put me in a spot where like, okay, I can't like I gotta take this show more seriously. Like, I gotta put some respect on the show because they're willing to kill people off like that. Like I gotta can't goof around with this show. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But who knows what's gonna? Who knows? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen. I'm like 99% sure he's not gonna die, but who knows? But it's just the only reason I'm questioning this because he's fighting that guy, like the human hate guy. The human hate guy seems to be like the main bad guy to me at least as of right now. You know, like, yeah, there's the lava guy, and then there's the tree one, and the ocean guy, and then there's that priest dude. But like they seem to answer to him, you know, to the human hate guy. So like I feel like he's the main bad guy, and like this guy's already fighting the main bad guy like off the cuff like that. Like I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't. It sounds bad, but I feel like he shouldn't survive. You know, because he's the main bad guy. Like I feel like he got to build him up some more. You know, to really sell him to be like this unstoppable force. Who knows? He might find a way out, or like reinforcements might show up or something. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Um, the side story with the main guy and the other dude, I kind of don't care about that much, really. You know, I kind of want the main guy to kind of go back into like the main story, like finding the fingers, or you know, finally letting everybody know that he's still alive because they don't even know that he's still alive still. They're all training for like that school thing, whatever the hell that's gonna happen. Which is cool to see. I'm not really I don't say I don't care about it. Like it's gonna be a cool thing to see these guys fight each other, like the sorcerers. You know, it's one of those tournament arc things that you know shonen always have going on at the beginning of their shows. Naruto had it. My Hero had it. You know that whole tournament arc that these shows have. So not amazed that this show's going through that. Also, I kind of want to get past it. I wanted to get into the main stuff. I want to get into the hunting down the fingers and dealing with the curses and seeing everybody else's like domain, whatever that thing's called, domain, whatever. Like I wanted to get the things going, you know. And I'm not saying the show's doing a bad thing right now. Like I'm really enjoying what they're doing and the pacing and everything. It's just I'm just so excited to see where it's going. I'm like I want to go. I want to just to go. You know, like I'm just excited for it.
And I think that is absolutely fair. Um, I mean, yeah, dude. Like story wise, I don't think I have been bored or wanting a an arc, you know, and so far in like the 100 something, 150 chapters, 160 chapters that came out of this so far. I can't say that I've ever been bored or wanted something to hurry up while reading it. So, like everything up until the most recent chapter, I feel like has been really, really great, and everything has been building upon stuff that happened in the past, and it like overall, just in general, like the story itself, the manga itself has been really, really fantastic. So, I am super, super, super excited for you to watch all this stuff, right? And then just for to see some of these like crazy action scenes and to see some of this crazy story progression and character development kind of just show up um on an episode is going to be fantastic. Now, for those of you that may or may not know, this show itself, Jujutsu Kaisen, is slated for a 24 episode for a lineup. So it's going to be doing 12 episodes in the fall and then 12 episodes in the winter of 2021. So we're going to be getting a ton of this show. And within that time frame, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting, like you said, the tournament arc, right? So I'm trust me, Rafa, this tournament arc is going to be dope. I cannot wait to watch this go live. I'm super excited for this tournament arc at all. Like just in general.
I mean, I'm excited too. I mean, just after they showed some of the other characters. I mean, we haven't even met all of the characters. I'm pretty sure there's still some other students we haven't even met yet. Like some of the seniors they talked about and whatever. But like, I want to know what the panda does because they didn't even say what he does. They're just like, hey, he's a panda. I want to know what he does. The guy that talks like in fish ingredients. Like we haven't really seen him in full action. You only saw him use a little bit of his power. The big guy, the big guy who is the idol fan. Like he's the one I'm most excited to see him in action.
As you
I want to see
should
what he
be.
does.
Toto. Oh,
So
I love him.
yeah, so the show's doing a great job hyping you up and all the storylines that's happening. I'm just very impatient. That's it.
Well, Rafa, you can be as impatient as you want because we have. I had to do the math real quick. We're at 10, so we have 14 more episodes of just
14,
good
yep.
vibes. So I think that is a great place to continue because for everyone that does not know, every new season that comes around, me and Rafa like to discuss what we're excited about, what our expectations for the new season, and we also like to do something special, which is add a different flavor to our normal palette. So we are going to discuss the Winter 2021 anime lineup. And the cool part is we're going to be using livechart.me, which is where we're getting our list for Winter 2021 anime that are going to be premiering January 2021 to March 2021. So, Jujutsu Kaisen, as I said, is going to be slated for 24 episodes. That's going to be going and continuing into Winter 2021. So, besides that, Rafa, I want to hear what anime is in the Winter 2021 season that you are most excited about. Which one is the different flavor that you're going to be adding to your palette? So when I say that, I mean, what is one anime that normally you would not give a chance to, but you're going to just for the viewers, for yourself, and for the podcast itself? And I'm gonna let you take the mic and go right through it, brother.
Okay, for sure. There's a lot of anime on here that caught my eye. Some new stuff, some coming back, some reoccurring, some second seasons and things like that. I'm gonna save the one that I'm super hyped about, like the most out of all of them, last. Say that one for last. But I'm gonna start off with one show that I'm looking forward to. It's called I have it ready. Eurocamp season 2. I brought this up before. Eurocamp season 1 it's a slice of life moe anime girls doing anime girl things, and that is literally the whole show. And it's them, instead of them hanging out in a club room, goofing off there, they are camping out in the woods, goofing off there. It's just more of that. So this is my bread and butter. This is what I love. I love season 1, and this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for some more of this, Hector. I'm getting it. I can't wait to start watching this show. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's called Laid Back Camp in English, so can't wait for that one. Just really quickly getting that one out the way because that one's really easy to explain. It's just girls doing anime girl things. Boom, bada boom. Another one I have on here is Beastars season 2. We talked about this one also. We're kind of looking forward to this.
Okay.
Yeah, like what I've seen, I've really enjoyed. I still need to catch up, but like I said, this is kind of like I need to catch up. I need to catch up. This is a show that it's on Netflix, and I'm not giving it the respect that it deserves. Even though it does get weird at times, like we said before, there's a reason why this show is considered one of the best shows on Netflix. So I need to catch up for sure, for sure. I need to get there. Um, there is two shows that are connected to each other that are both airing at the same time, around the same time. Have you heard of the show called Cells at Work? I'm pretty sure you have.
I
I'm
have,
pretty
yeah.
sure
I know
you
you've talked about it before too.
Yeah, so Cells at Work, the original anime that aired, there's gonna be season two that's coming out. So it's gonna be the same characters that everybody's used from season one, continuing on. Again, it's funny. The action is really bloody, really violent because like the cells are like killing the viruses and the bacteria, and the bacteria and the viruses, they look like creatures, like monsters. And like the cells, like the white cells, they cut them like with a sword or like a knife, and then and then like in an action movie, they start bleeding like crazy, like spewing blood. It's over the top, it's goofy, and it's really good. Like I'm looking forward to that. But the show that I'm looking for, sorry, the show that I'm looking forward to the most between that one and the other one that's connected to it, it is called I think it's called Cells at Work Black. I'm sorry, yeah, Cells at Work Code Black. So the Cells at Work, the first anime that aired, it shows what happens in a body where when the body's healthy, when someone takes care of themselves, right? Um, Now Cells at Work Code Black, it's you're watching the adventures of the cells inside the body of someone who doesn't take care of themselves. So it's literally the opposite. So I'm just so intrigued to see what's gonna happen on this version, on in this version of this anime. So like if someone gets sick and because they're unhealthy, they're prone to get sick easier, or like the how the virus is gonna look. Are they gonna be bigger? Are they gonna be stronger? Um, you kind of called it actually because we talked about this a few episodes ago, a while back. You're saying like maybe some of the other cells kind of like don't care about their jobs and things like that. They're kind of like whatever. I saw a trailer and some of them actually do that. I found that really funny, and you
Wait,
called it like
what?
right on it.
Let's go.
Yeah, like they're like one of them. I forgot. I think it was the main character, like the red cell guy, was talking to one of the other cells, and they're like, "Man, shut up, leave me alone." Like they're giving him like hella attitude, and like they don't care what's happening. Like they don't care like the body's being attacked by viruses. Like, it was really funny. Like I'm really looking forward to this one a lot.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to this one more than the other one, just because of like how like, what's gonna happen. Like how crazy is it gonna get? Like someone's gonna get like the cold, and then we're just gonna see that person fall apart like the inside of their body. So like I'm looking forward to that one a lot. I've also talked about this show before. I briefly mentioned it, but it looked like it got delayed until now. It's remember the show I was talking about the the it's an isekai. The person who gets transported and they become a spider.
Oh, it got delayed. Because I have that one on my list too, but I didn't know if it got delayed or
I
not.
could have sworn it was supposed to come out this year. I could be wrong.
Oh,
I
yeah,
could
yeah,
be
yeah. So
wrong.
it was indeed supposed to come out this year, yeah. But the one you're talking about is saw I'm a spider. So what, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So uh, this I can't wait for this one because this is one I brought up before. Like I said, not the biggest fan of isekais. They need to do something different. They need to put a nice twist to it for me to really enjoy it. And this is the twist that like this caught my interest the second I saw this. It's like it's kind of like when I'm reincarnated as a slime, but
Hmm.
instead of a slime, they're a spider. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks like I feel like it's gonna be a fun anime. Um, I don't have that much left on here. And like he decides to leave the town and goes into like one of the starter towns, like an adventure starter town. And apparently he's like super powerful because he has all this training from because he lives next to the hardest dungeon ever. So he's really powerful going out and venturing on his own because nothing is as strong as that dungeon that he lives right by. So it sounds funny. It sounds kind of cool, a little bit different. Um, I'm not super hyped for this show compared to the other ones. But it did catch my interest just because of I do enjoy the whole dynamic of a character who is really overpowered going to a scenario where they're like, "Oh, I'm really overpowered," and they kind of like have to deal with that, like One Punch Man's a good example, something like that, or Kuma Kuma Bear is another good example of that. So uh, there's another show that I started watching on Funimation. Forgot the name of it, but it's shoot, it's like something like why I asked for average powers or something like that. Like and God didn't give it to me. I don't know if you heard of that anime, but
No.
it's another isekai where this girl she gets transported into a fantasy world, and she's like, hey, because in her regular world she was like the smartest kid in class. She was really good at sports or whatever. So she was the top of the class, but she didn't have any friends because she was the top. Everybody was either scared of her or jealous of her or whatever. So she just wants to live a normal, average life. So then, she gets a second chance being pulled into this isekai world. So, you always get that one wish or that whatever power up you want going into the new isekai, like, the basic isekai rules. And she's like, okay, well, I want to have average powers. I just want to be an average person like everybody else. Like, I just want to be like middle line average. That's what I want to be. So then she gets transformed into the world, but the way she told the angel person whatever, her power up was that they gave her the average power level between the most weakest thing and the most strongest thing existing in that world. So she's still really overpowered compared to every other human because every other human, they're not that strong. They're like really low end on the power scale. So she's really strong in the show, like really really strong. And it's really funny to see how she kind of deals with it, how she just wants to live a normal life and she can't because she's really powerful. And it's a really funny show. And I hope that this show is along those vibes with that show because that show's really fun. So that's what I'm hoping for. I might end up dropping this show. I really don't know. I'm gonna give it a chance. Um, this next one, it's not a show, but it's a movie, and I feel like I'm gonna cry watching this movie. It's called Jose the Tiger and the Fish. It is a. It looks like it's gonna be like a drama romance movie dealing with two characters. Which, it's a guy and this girl, and the girl's in like in a wheelchair. And she likes to like paint and like read books and stuff like that. Like it's like a slice of life. It's the studio that's working on his Bones, so I know it's gonna look good. It's gonna look the animation's gonna be really great. So like I feel like I'm gonna cry watching this movie. So I'm getting kind of hyped for it. Hopefully it's good. And my number one pick, the one show that I cannot wait for. Hector, I'm pretty sure you already know what it is.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what it is?
My only guess is The Promised Neverland season 2.
Of course. What else could it be, Hector? What else could it be? What other show on this list is as hype? What else? What else could there be on here than Promised Neverland season 2? I didn't even know this was coming out this season.
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
even know,
lie.
Hector.
When I was going through this list, I was like, "Wait, that's coming out now!" I was so excited. I knew it was coming out in 2021, but I didn't
Yes,
know when.
I did it. I had no idea. I had no idea. I cannot wait. You guys, you already know how much we love this show. Like this is one of our favorite shows ever, like hands down. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
in my top five. I ever. Like this is going to be a show that we're going to be talking about nonstop on this podcast. I cannot wait until this show starts airing right now. I cannot wait, cannot wait, cannot wait. I just oh man, you don't know how hyped I am to see this show. And I know Hector, you already know more about it if you read the manga. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you've
I've
read the whole
completely
all of it,
finished the
right?
manga, and I
Right.
cannot
So
wait to watch what's gonna happen. This season's gonna be so
so
good, Rafa. I'm telling you right now, you are going to be your hype for it is gonna be answered 100%.
Okay, okay. Now, the one show that I have on my list that I'm not really looking forward to, but I'm gonna give it a chance is called Bottom Tier Character Tomozaki. It's pretty much this high school student who he's considered one of the best gamers in Japan, but like he's like super antisocial and he's a weirdo. Like in real life, he doesn't interact with people, and then he meets a girl, called Hinami, and the girl's like, "Hey, bro, come hang out in the real world. Stop being a loser, and enjoy what life has to offer." And then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna start hanging out with you, and whatever." And then you kind of see his adventures go from there. And the reason why this sounds something like I would actually enjoy. The premise itself was like, "Oh, this sounds pretty cool." But then I looked at the tags, what's the genres of this show, and it's drama. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like drama. Romance. I like romance. School. Well, I mean, it's set in school. They're in high school. But then it says harem, and I'm like, ah, shoot. And then I look at the picture, like the cover art for the show, and it's the main guy, the main girl, and then there's three girls behind him, and then the, way in the back there's three other guys. I'm sorry, no, there's four girls in the background. So what this tells me is that the main guy and the main girl are going to be the main guy, like they're going to be like the main love interest, right? But then the other four girls in this cover art are going to be the rest of his harem.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, ah, man, not what I was looking for. I'm not a fan of harems. Not a fan of
I
harems,
love me
and
my harems.
I was kind of hoping it. I'm gonna watch it. I hope it doesn't do what I think it's gonna do, but I'm pretty sure it's going to do what normally these shows tend to do, harems tend to do, So, um, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. But that is my list.
Ooh, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a very interesting list. A lot more than I really expected, to be honest. Uh,
Yeah, hopefully I stick to more of these than this season. This season I barely have two that I'm still watching.
so actually, something that's kind of been going around in the anime community for this entire year. Granted, obviously, a lot of things kind of failed to happen because of certain situations in the world, right?
Right.
But a lot of people are saying that this year of 2020 anime has actually been very lackluster and has been kind of disappointing. The big hitters in each season weren't exactly super standout animes. Like, for example, if they came out in a different year compared to 2020 with everything else that was supposed to come out during this year, they might not have been as loved, I guess, right? As maybe others would have been. Like, for example, if Attack on Titan or other shows actually came out like they were supposed to this year instead of getting pushed back. Uh, which I can agree and disagree because one of them that's in question is Rent a Girlfriend, but I think that would have
No.
been like a top tier anime regardless of what
That's
was out during that season.
yeah, no. People are whoever's saying that they're capping No Brim Hector during that year also. Because Brand Girlfriend is a good show no matter what, and that the audience would flock to that show no
Mm-hmm.
matter what. That show would still have been popular. Like that's a really good show. So yeah, maybe that's for some other shows that out there that got some love because those heavy hitters weren't around. But Rent a Girlfriend, that's a heavy hitter right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that's not a heavy hitter.
So like I said, I agree and disagree, especially on the Rent a Girlfriend one. I think some of these shows still would have gotten the love that they got anyways. So, but without further ado, I'll go into my anime list, and I actually went through it and counted. I have 18 shows that I am excited to watch for the 2021 season. I'm gonna be completely honest. This is the absolute most I've ever watched or want to watch within a season, ever. Uh,
Okay.
and a lot of it is because it's part twos or season two part twos of shows that I already want to watch or have already watched in the past. And funny enough, you've actually mentioned one, two, three, four, five, six of the 18 shows that I want to watch. So just to go over them again, Jujutsu Kaisen. Obviously, I'm going to be watching the last second half or part 2 of season 1, right? Episode 13 to 24.
Oh my god, dude!
Gonna be watching
Jujutsu Kaisen and Promise Neverland the same season, bro. Oh my god, let's go.
Now, I will say, Promise Neverland was actually season 2 was actually your most anticipated anime of this, upcoming season. It's actually not mine, although it is like literally it's number 2 on my list, but it's not the one I'm most excited for.
What?
And I'll leave that one for last. I'm pretty sure you could, if you look at the list, you might be able to guess which one it is.
I think I know what it is too. Yeah.
Yeah. You also mentioned So I'm a Spider. So what? I am interested in that one. However, I don't know. I feel like it's not going to live up to the reincarnated as a slime hype. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it blows my mind. I hope it's still a good anime. At the very least, be a good anime. Like as long as if it comes out as a good anime and I enjoy it for what it is, cool. But I think this one, and I'm pretty sure you're right. It was supposed to come out this year, sooner, right? Sooner than when it's coming out. But it's really unfortunate that it's coming out at the exact same time as season 2, part 1 of that time I was reincarnated as a slime. So. Really, maybe bad timing because obviously people are going to be more excited about the slime reincarnation. And then you also mentioned Beastars, which I fully agree with you. Beastars does not get enough credit, and I think we weren't giving it enough credit where credit was due because it's actually a phenomenal show with phenomenal story, and they make the 3D animation work. Most times I'm very, very, I think the term is cynical about the art style, right? And like if I genuinely don't like it, like I'm not gonna watch it. And Beastars, it's in 3D. It's definitely not the type of anime that I normally would watch, but it's such a good show. Like the story, the way the character development is, and I'm gonna be honest, even the uncomfortable scenes, and I think for those of you who have experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. And when I say uncomfortable, I mean uncomfortable for me. More like the sexualized scenes. Even that stuff is good, right? Like even for those that like that kind of stuff, or even the fact that it's getting an emotion out of me, like making me uncomfortable, and I'm like, whoa, like this is, well, I was not expecting this. Like just even getting those kinds of emotions out when, for people that are brand new to that kind of series and don't know about it, like I think that is so dope. It's such a good show, and I cannot wait. And I love, well, I wanted to say I love the fact that they throw out all the episodes at once, but I don't know how they're gonna do it for this one because I know some platforms are starting to pick up on the let's release one episode every week, right? I don't know if Netflix is gonna do that. I hope not because I would love to binge it.
That, though.
Yeah, I know because like Disney Plus, HBO Max, and things like that do it. So if they do it, I wouldn't be mad because regardless, I'm gonna have Netflix, right? Like I'm gonna pay for it regardless if it does it or not. But I mean, yeah, we'll see when that time comes and if they decide to do it. And then you also mentioned Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town. I mean, yeah, I mean it looks interesting. Very excited to see that. And obviously, bottom tier character Tomozaki. I actually like harems, so. With all that being said, and especially the fact that it's surrounded around gaming, I'm very excited about. One show that I'm actually surprised you didn't mention, which I thought you would, Rafa, is Skate the Infinity, which is going to be directed by Studio Bones.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, so it's all the way towards the bottom of the list, right? And Skate the Infinity for those of you that don't know about it or haven't heard about it. We actually talked about it previously in one of the episodes that we recorded a while back. Skate the Infinity is basically as follows. Reki, a high school sophomore and skater, is addicted to S, a highly secret and dangerous downhill skateboarding race that takes place in an abandoned mine. The skaters are especially wild about the beefs or heated battles that erupt in the races. And yeah. So there's more to it, and if you want to check it out, definitely, like I said, click the link in the description down below for the livechart.me, where you can see all the lineups and all the descriptions of all the shows that we mentioned. But the fact that it's like a skateboarding anime is instantly what I like because as a 90s kid, both yourself and me, uh, skating used to be so dope. The idea of Vans being like the skater shoes and like the skating culture. I mean, I used to skateboard when I was younger. I still know how to, but I just don't. Yeah, like just the idea of like skating in general was always so dope to me, and it was just something that the cool kids knew how to skate, right? Like back in the day for 90s kids in like early 2000s, Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, all those games like that. Like skating was such a cool cultural aspect of back then, and I don't think it's really super prevalent now, but like just to see something like that, and then it's becoming an anime where like beef and like this kind of like death race type. It's not going to be nothing like that scary or severe, but like yeah, like just see something kind of like a race behind skating, like a Tokyo Drift esque thing. Super excited to see that one. Let's see what else. Continuing my list, I also have That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, season 2, part 2. I just love the show. I love the OADs. I love absolutely everything about this show. It is fantastic. It is my number one pick out of those weirder isekais. I think if I look at actually there's an isekai that I care about more than that one, but this is my number 2 pick out of all the isekais on the list because there's actually a ton of isekais for winter 2021. So number 2 on my pick is definitely for sure That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, season 2, part 2, which means there will be a season 2, part 2. If I said part 2, I meant part 1. But anyways, continuing on, Attack on Titan, the final season, we're going to be getting a little bit of the episodes. They're already starting to come out in the later half of fall 2020, but it's going to be continuing on to 2021 for nobody really knows how many episodes just yet, if it's going to go the 12 or the 24. So we'll see how that goes. But there is a lot of exposition and a lot of details that they have to kind of give you. Rafa, one thing that I heard about this final season is that they're going to literally vomit a ton of info that we didn't know about into this final season so we can kind of, I guess, grasp everything that is the world of Attack on Titan. So we're going to get like knowledge dumps almost every episode from what I heard.
Oh, shit.
So,
oh, dang.
So I don't know if that's a good thing because I know you used to say you didn't like a lot of explanation, right? Unless they do it in a creative way. So I'm hoping it is in a creative way. But yeah, like one thing I have heard about this final season is that they're going to be giving a lot of information out, potentially every episode or every other episode or just something like that. Like so, there's going to be a lot of info dump coming our way because of this is the last and final season. So, and nobody knows how many episodes it's going to go in. At least as of right now, I don't know how many episodes it's going to go. And when I look up at the chart, it says X amount of episodes. So I guess even livechart.me as of recording doesn't know. The next one I have is Black Clover, and I put that one as a meh because I don't know if it's going to get into the actual manga. Because if it's going to get into the manga, then the episodes are going to be hype, and I cannot wait. But if it's going to continue to go down the rabbit hole of let's do kind of some side stories, some filler, then I am not going to be excited about that, and I probably will not be watching it. After that, we have Dr. Stone, Stone Wars, so season 2 of Dr. Stone. It is the science apocalyptic world anime. If you haven't heard of Dr. Stone, it is actually very interesting. However, compared to the rest of the list that we have, I have no idea if I'm going to be following it as much as I was when the first season came out. So we'll see. One show I am for sure going to be watching every episode of every week is the Quintessential Quintuplets FF. Now I know those little symbols are like a music symbol, and I completely forgot what it means. Maybe like forte or something. I don't know. But the Quintessential Quintuplets, it's a harem. It is a slice of life harem? Question mark. Let me just double check.
They tend to be.
Yeah, comedy, harem, romance, school, shonen. Quintessential Quintuplets FF. So very, very excited for this season 2. My excitement led me to start reading the manga, which sometimes is not good, but I really, really enjoyed the show season 1, and I'm like, you know what, let me just jump in. So I started reading it, and I'm very, very excited about it. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Very, very happy about this show that it's coming back. Now, the next one is actually finally not a season 2. It is a brand new show that's going to be coming out this season, and it's called Mushokuko. Oh, actually, Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. It is another isekai, but it is about a light novel. It is a drama fantasy magic isekai. It is as follows. The story follows a 34-year-old man who is killed after trying to save someone from getting hit by a car. He soon finds himself reincarnated in a magical world as Rudius Grey Rat, except that he gets his whole life reset starting as a baby. So that's the interesting part, because most isekais just kind of drop you in as you are or put you in a teenage boy's body, but this one is literally starting him as a baby. So it's already different than most isekais. With all of his knowledge from his previous life and a new heaping helping of magic ability, Rudius quickly becomes a formidable warrior ready for adventure. Oh, and he's still a total pervert. Very excited about this one. No surprise on the pervert part. That's usually how most isekais go. It is what it is, right? That it comes with it comes with the package. But I mean, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one because, like I said, it's a little bit different than most isekais. But the fact that it's going to be going in and he starts off as a complete baby and it's a start from, I guess, level 1, right? So that's the cool part about it, and that's one thing I'm super excited for, to just check out and see if it's worth the buzz that I've been hearing around. Next one that I will be watching is, now I'm not 100% sure. I think that this is the controversial one for this winter 2021 season, and it is called Redo of Healer. It is based on a light novel, and it goes, healing magicians cannot fight alone. Kairei, who was bound by this common knowledge, was exploited again and again by others, but one day he noticed that what may lay beyond healing magic, and was convinced that a healing magician was the strongest class. However, by the time he realized its full potential, he was deprived of everything. Thus, he used healing magic on the world itself to go back 4 years, deciding to redo everything. Now, the reason why I say this one's a little bit controversial, because if I am correct, which I'm not 100% sure, but from what I was hearing, this one's actually a pretty effed up anime. Because they were saying that there's some things and some aspects of this show that make Goblin Slayer look a little bit like kids play. Like, if you guys know what I'm talking about, episode 1 of Goblin Slayer was kind of effed. It was messed up.
Intense.
Yeah, so apparently in Redo of Healer, there is some intense episodes to be mindful of. So yeah, apparently a lot of people were like, there's so many other animes and other stuff that you could be making, or manga you could be creating into an anime, but why choose this one? So I'm gonna watch it because it's a controversial one, but also because it does sound interesting, so we'll give it that. That is also a new one that's going to be coming out this season. It is not a continuation of any previous season before it. And looks like I just have 2 left. The one that is also a brand new one this season, and then obviously my most anticipated one yet. So the next one that I am excited about, the newest one, is an action shonen supernatural. It says, when a series of animal bodies that rot away after a single night begin appearing in a remote mountain village, Inugami, a detective from Tokyo who specializes in the occult, is called to investigate. While working the case, he befriends a strange boy who works in the field every day instead of going to school. Shunned by his peers and nicknamed Dorata Bo, after a yokai that lives in the mud, he helps Inugami uncover the truth behind the killings, but supernatural forces are at work, and while Dorata Bo is just a nickname, it might not be the only thing about the boy that isn't human. And the name of the anime is called Kemono Jihen. It has a very interesting art style. It's very 2000-esque, so early 2000s art style. So that's honestly one of the main reasons why I kind of got attracted to it, but also because of the premise. It kind of sounds like a little bit of what is that one show? Inspector, I think. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe. So I'm really excited about that. And last but not least, the one anime I am most excited about this season, the one that I cannot wait to continue, the one that I have honestly was gushing about last season, it is none other than ReZero Starting Life in Another World, second season, part 2.
I knew it.
I mean, it's no surprise, man. Absolutely no surprise. Of course, Promise Neverland is right behind it, but dear God, ReZero is one of my absolute favorite, if not top five, and it's not five animes of all time. Um, I love this. I love this show so much. I love this anime, and cannot wait to dive deep into it. It's gonna be a banger. Like where it left off in part one of season two, like oh my God, it can literally only go up from here. And it just says a January 2021 release, which if I'm looking at the rest of them, it's gonna be coming around the 12th to the 16th um, of January. And oh God, man, I cannot talk more about it. Now I know for a fact that next season when it's kind of gets to begin and talk about it, the show that'll be taking actually no, because Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be continuing, so we're going to be adding Promise Neverland to that lineup of just stuff that we talk about every new episode that comes out. So Rafa, we're going to have a double whammy for sure next season once it starts to beginning. And I mean, yeah, like Promise Neverland, Jujutsu Kaisen episode reviews every week. And then not only that, like, man, just check our Twitter because I'm going to be talking so much on the Twitter next anime season about all the anime shows that we're watching, especially ReZero, because when this was airing last season, I was always tweeting out like, guys, if you have not watched this, watch this. I was also saying stuff about Soul Leveling, the manga. Read that if you haven't. God, man, there's just so much good stuff out there that people need to read, watch, and just stuff like that. So winter 2021 is already starting off fire with all these dope animes that are going to be coming out. So yeah, and last but not least, I almost forgot. The one show that I'm going to be giving myself that I would normally not watch is actually one that is created by Clover Works. So we all know Clover Works is a phenomenal studio. And it's one that I doubt Rafa didn't put it in his list, but I know Rafa will 100% doubt that I would want to watch this. But I'm actually very interested in it, and that's why I want to give it a chance. It is called Horimiya. It is a comedy, romance, school, shonen, slice of life show.
Oh yeah, I did see that on there. Yeah. Okay.
So the synopsis of it is a sweet, awe-inspiring tale of school life begins. At school, Kyoko Hori is known for being smart, attractive, and popular. On the other hand, her classmate, the boring, gloomy Izumi Miyamura, tends to get painted as a loser fanboy. But when a liberally pierced and tattooed, not to mention downright gorgeous, Miyamura appears unexpectedly on the doorstep of secretly plain Jane homeboy Hori, these two dissimilar teenagers discover that there are multiple sides to every story and person. I love the character arc design. I see that there's 9 characters that are going to be important to the show, and obviously it's a comedy, romance, school, shonen, slice of life. So, yeah, and I know that this show itself has it has a huge fan base already, so I only expect good things from it. That doesn't mean I'm going to have too high expectations, but I'm going to be very excited about it. So, we'll see. Like I said, I'm intrigued, and this is going to be like my addition to the flavor palette. And I will say I blame Rafa a little bit because he's kind of throwing all these slice of lives at me. So yeah, we'll see if we if we enjoy this. And I think, and I'm gonna say this now, and then we'll come back to it after a while. But I think I will. I think this is one slice of life that I will enjoy.
Nice. I'm gonna check it out too. I'm put that on my list.
Perfect. Now, for those of you that may or may not know, me and Rafa like to do this 3-episode rule. So we have said that we are going to be watching all the shows that we did. And once again, I'll say it just for those that maybe didn't hear it before. There's going to be a description link down below to the livechart.me where you can find all the episodes and all the animes that we talked about. And you can just click through livechart.me and you can see, okay, well, they talked about this one. They want to watch this one. I'm going to put this on my radar as well. And yeah, like livechart.me is such a lifesaver, guys. Use that website. It's super dope, and it tells you exactly what animes come out every season. So you can follow along and tell us what shows you're going to be watching. And of course, communicate with us, talk to us on our Discord, say, hey, you guys should definitely check this one out if we're not checking it out. And discuss every new episode or every new chapter of a manga and anything like that within our Discord or just with us in the comments down below. And yeah, finally, finally, Rafa, we're nearing the end of our show, but we can't end it just like that. We can't end it just all willy-nilly because we have to get to everyone's favorite segment, the staple segment in our podcast career on the Bento Boxcast. It is time for Anime Swap. I love the last one you had to throw in there.
Yes, yeah.
You got to make sure that you hit the targets down.
Right, exactly.
I want to start because Rafa, I loved Amagi Brilliant Park.
Yay!
I don't say loved very often, but I loved it. I loved the dynamic between the cocky, pompous main guy and then the somewhat oblivious but like forceful and bashful girl, main girl, and the three main plush characters: the monkey, the sheep, and the cat. They're hilarious.
They're hilarious, right? I told you,
Rafa. I mean, I know I say this every once in a while with shows, but I'm on episode 6 of 12.
Nice.
I actually like this show. It is funny. It is goofy. I was not expecting. I know you were saying like, oh, I really hope I like the show, but I definitely did. And man, it was so good. I was so excited. Like, oh man, I was watching every episode. I was watching it on the train. I was watching it at work when I had some time. Like, it's a good show. I genuinely like it, and I think it was a great time to recommend it because right now there's a lull in the animes right now. Like, obviously they're kind of gearing towards the end of the season, so like just watching this was a nice breath of fresh air. I was a good laugh and everything like that. So yeah, really enjoyed it. So
like that's awesome. They enjoyed it. That's great to hear. I watched, what is the name of this freaking show? Copcraft. Right, Copcraft. It is about this cop, and he has to team up with like this fairy. She's not a fairy, right? She's not a fairy, but she's like from a different world or whatever. Like it's like if the world, I don't say it was invaded because that's like the wrong word to use, but like was like if other creatures, like other humans from another world came and started living with us, like they're kind of like fairy. They look like fairies. Like they're like fairy. Like their ears are pointed and stuff like that. You know, like they say in the beginning of each episode, like, oh, you know, it's the world, and then they're intertwined and this and that. So like it's like if I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's a detective show now, and it's pretty cool. And but instead of just watching them hunt down like drug dealers or like people who are robbing people, or they're hunting down people who are doing things that are illegal. Like it's almost like, you remember that movie Blight in that's on Netflix with Will Smith.
yeah.
It's like that, but like good.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting the good part, but okay.
I like it actually. Yeah, so I like it a lot. It's really cool. I like what they're doing. With with the main guy, I like the main guy a lot. He's a really cool dude. You feel for him at the beginning because he loses his partner like straight in the beginning, and like I remember watching this the first time around. I was watching this. I fell asleep watching it, and that's nothing against the show. I was just tired. So like I was like in and out. Like I remember him fighting, and then like it was like his partner was missing or something, and then I fell back asleep and I woke up again, and like something else was happening. I was so confused, and I fell asleep, and then like I somehow ended up like on episode 6, not knowing what's happening. So I'm like, I gotta rewatch all of this. So so then like I started watching episode 1 again, like fully awake, like I wasn't sleeping or tired or whatever, and like it instantly caught me. Like I was in it. I was like, oh man, this show is really awesome. I can't believe like I slept through this. Like this is a really badass show. The opening scene when they're like at that. It's not even a drug deal. Like I don't know what to call it, but they're making a deal, like with those criminals. And and then next scene, like I said, he loses his partner. That whole scene was so good. And then I really like the dynamic between the main guy and the knight, the girl knight that comes over from whatever they're from. I just like how she's like curious about everything and she wants to figure things out or whatever. He's like, don't touch that, leave that alone, whatever. And like she's so strong with her ideals. And like, oh, I thought like this one point in the episode, she was like, "Oh, I thought you were, you guys are warriors for the justice or whatever. Like, why are you making deals with a criminal? You should like not do that." And the guy's like, "Yeah, but we have to because things are complicated. They're not as easy as it seems." So it's like, it's really cool because they both are working towards justice and and peace and law and order, whatever. But like, she's more like she's like naive more, and they pointed out clearly in the show that how she's really naive about what's happening and things like that, and he's going to like get his hands dirty to get things done. He's a detective, whatever, and then episode three, there's a twist in episode three, a really big twist, which I kind of had a feeling that was gonna happen. I was like, I feel like something's gonna happen, and then it happened. I was like, oh man, this show is crazy, and like the whole setup with like how like the main bad guy is he has like henchmen or he finds a way to control people. You know what I'm talking about, Hector?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. I don't want to spoil it just in case, but I thought that was such a cool and unique idea of how they're able to control people that fast, that like in an instant. I thought that was such a cool thing. I like how like magic's a thing and like it exists and stuff like that. And like it's just it's a really cool show. They're blending like cop detective, like urban type of show. That's the tropes and the genre stuff like that. They're doing a very nice blend between that and like the fantasy, fairies and magic and stuff like they're doing like they blended it really nice and it works really well with each other. Like you like for me, I believe in this world. I believe this world exists out there, like quote unquote exists out there, right? Like I actually don't believe there's an actual world. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's a believable world, right? I don't think like this is some BS they threw together. Like it feels like they actually took their time and put this story together and just the background how it works and with how the people are interacting with each other. Just everything about the show. It just works really well for me. I finished episode three yesterday. I do plan to keep watching it. I really enjoyed the show a lot. Like I really and my favorite thing about this show is the dynamic between the main guy and the main girl. I really like their dynamic. So that was a really good one.
Okay. Okay. Now, for this week's anime swap, I know I told you before we started that I have a sleeper surprise pick that you will 1,000% not expect. So I want to leave that because I have a feeling we're gonna discuss it for last. So I want you to tell me your pick for me this week for anime swap.
Okay, now I feel and I hope I don't do this again because I know I brought this anime before, but I think I brought it up for like slept on anime. I don't think I brought it up for like anime swap, and I hope I'm right. Um, if you remember, please tell me so I can pick something else. But I have picked out is working. I know I've talked about this anime before, but have I made you watch it yet?
Is it on Funimation or
It is on Crunchyroll.
it does not sound familiar?
It is
Is it Working
I
Buddies?
no, it's just called Working. Well, the English version is called Working. The Japanese version is called Wagnaria. Wagnaria.
Oh, okay. No, you have not suggested this one before.
Okay, great, because I know for a fact I brought up and slept on anime. I'm pretty sure I have.
I think that's the
But
one.
I want you to watch this show. It is a really fun slice of life show. Instead of
Mm.
slice of life that we typically watch, the one that I typically watch, the type that we normally see uh, day in and day out with anime is the high school students doing whatever, being goofy, being silly, hanging out at a club room. This is actually at a local family restaurant. So there's a lot of different dynamics between the characters. Some of them are in high school, some of them are in college. Some of them are in their 30s and their 40s. So on and so forth. So it's a really fun, different take on the slice of life comedy. And there is some romantic elements in there between between the main guy and one of the other characters in there. It For me, by the end of the show, I was very invested into the characters. I really wanted to see them have a good ending, I guess you could say. I really wanted to see things wrap up nice for these characters. So, if you do like the show and eventually get into it, I feel like you will also be invested into the characters as much as I
Mm.
was.
Now I will say this is a 3 season anime, so if I
Yes.
do like it, trust I will binge it.
Yeah,
So yeah.
so it's a three season anime, and then the main real ending is an OVA after the third season.
Oh,
So a
that's
heads up
cool.
on that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you do like this show and end up watching the full show,
Hmm.
there is a spin-off of the show where it's a completely different restaurant with a completely different cast.
That's kind of
So
cool. Okay.
yeah,
Now this I'm gonna for anime swap. I'm gonna give you a show you have watched before,
okay.
but I want you to start at episode 11.
What?
I want you to go back and watch Fire Force and start episode 11 of season 2.
Why?
I recently decided to give episode or season 2 a second chance for Fire Force.
Okay. Okay.
Me and you have talked about how lackluster season 2 was at the beginning, but essentially
Right.
the first half of the show itself. Uh, and we stopped at the worst time.
Oh shit! It picked them. I mean,
It's
it
cool. It's
picked
cool.
up.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Okay, because yeah, season 2, episode 11 ended where the cap from what was it? I think captain from Team Seven or whatever. Was it Team Seven?
It 9 or yeah, actually no, yeah, you're right. You're right. Captain of 7. Captain Shinmon is over there fighting like the Holy Soul Temple. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, him and the other guy, Joker guy, they
yeah. Hmm.
go to fight the temple, and that's literally where they're at. Where that's
Okay,
literally where I left
so
off.
perfect. So
That
I
was episode
want
11.
yeah, so I want you to continue. Well, since you watched episode 11, continue at episode 12, and just I want to see if you can get back into the story. Because I'm gonna be honest, um, I started watching this about maybe 2 days ago, and I'm already fully caught up. Like I binge watched all of
Wow.
like what is it 9 episodes? It's like 10 episodes. 10, 11 episodes. I binge watched 10, 11 episodes.
It is we're on 11 and it's 20. It's like 12 episodes here.
Yeah, so I left off
He
at
saw a whole season of anime.
I know in 2 days. I've been sleeping late.
Oh
um,
man.
I I'm not gonna lie. I'm back in Fire Force. 100%.
Okay.
100% back into it. I'm not saying it is nowhere near as good as season 1. Only because of that really terrible dip in the little mini arc where they went to the desert. That really killed the momentum for it. But
Right.
once so I mean okay, the thing is that arc was really important for the story. I get it 100% with it. Cool. Awesome. Thank you for the information. I wish it could have been a lot more brief and to the point. However, with that information, the rest of the season, the last 12, 12 to 13 episodes really make sense and flourish and get back to that to that good stuff, that Fire Force good stuff that we're used to. And I really, really hope you can get back into it and maybe give you some more hype for season 3 whenever that does come back out. I can tell you right now something you maybe are going to look forward to, but there are about 2 episodes fully dedicated to your waifu Maki. And I actually really like it. You get more backstory for her. You find out stuff about her family life and things like that. And I'm coming around on the Maki waifu train, but
it's the best train around.
But Tamaki still lucky Lecher. Oh my god, très magnifique. But yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. Like I'm back on the Fire Force train. I'm a hesitant writer, but I'm on there. And okay. I'm excited for episode 24 when it comes out. It looks like it's going to be kind of like on the Naruto train where it's going to continue. If not, it's going to stop here, obviously within the next episode, and then it's going to take a break until it decides to come out again. But yeah, Fire Force, I want you to start off at episode 12, considering you already got to 11. So episode 12, give it to episode, what is it? It would be 15, right? That's 3 episodes, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, episode 14, 15, yeah. Give it a 3-episode rule, and let me know if you do get back into it. I'm going to be honest, I forgot a lot of what happened in the first half, but I still felt like I was entertained, and I kind of remembered what was going on. And they do a really good job of telling you, like, it's like they expected people to fall off, and they're like, hey, remember what we learned this? And they tell it to you in a brief, concise way, and then they continue with the story. Like, yeah, like, I will say rewatching... No, I didn't rewatch it, but just continuing from where I left off at and just giving it the full college try and actually finishing, like, yeah. So that is my special anime swap for you. I want you to go back and actually give it a full try and just start off from episode 12. Don't start off from episode, obviously, why would I give you this show that you already watched at episode 1? But start off at episode 12 and just go on from there. And the action, the story, it all picks up and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. Well... we shall see, Hector. We shall see. By the way, it's like super side note. I started watching Gamers again. Remember that?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm on I think I'm on episode 8 right now. Like
wow. Okay.
I watched it all before. Like I loved the show. It's like really good. And then I was like, I was just going on Funimation, trying to see, just to watch something, something different. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, Gamers, let me check this out again. And I started watching it, and like I'm just marathoning it now. Like I'm almost done with the whole show.
That's like one thing really I love about just anime in general, right? Like it's like you can always go back and find your season favorites and just watch them.
Just rewatch them, yeah.
I love binge watching. Like, oh man, I just love binge watching. I think I'm gonna for sure binge watch some shows before the next season comes out, right? Or just watch the last 3 episodes of seasons for the new seasons that are going to be coming out for winter 2021. So, yeah, I mean, luckily there is that break between the fall and winter seasons, so I can do that during that time. But yeah, anime is only going to be getting a lot better in the coming days, in the coming weeks. So for sure, everybody that is listening, everybody that is an avid anime fan, yeah, just be looking out for it because it's gonna get spicy.
Yeah, especially in January, man. There's gonna be some really good stuff.
January is gonna be such a good time, and I cannot wait for it.
Yeah.
But with that said, we have finally come to the end of our podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed all of our 2021 picks for winter season. If you do have any picks yourselves and want us to check out any shows that we have not already mentioned and say, hey, man, you guys are sleeping on this show, check it out, definitely leave it in the comments down below. If you want to get in touch with us, if you want to get into the conversation for episode 28 or any of the episodes down the line, make sure to tag us on Twitter. Make sure to send us a DM, at our Bento Boxcast Twitter or our personal Twitters. Join the Discord and tell us what you need to tell us there and join on the discussion because I'm telling you, as soon as we're done recording this, I'm about to send a post into our Discord and I'm going to tag John, our friend, Rafa, and Renee about Attack on Titan. Although, yeah, I know you haven't watched it yet, Rafa, but you'll laugh at it because it'll make sense. Just stuff like that. So definitely join in and enjoy anime with us because trust me, we just love it. And yeah, Rafa, any final plugs that you want to give? I know we gave a ton of plugs at the beginning, so any final plugs for you?
I just want to plug the Twitter, the Twitter again. At Bento Boxcast is the main Twitter. You can get in touch with both of us. If not, Ultra underscore V Man for Hector. Uh, Me talking anime is mine, and my Twitch, might as well because we plugged it in earlier. At Rafa Gaming, I stream. Um, for sure, I stream through the weekends. I'm trying to stream throughout the weekdays also. But this past few days I haven't been streaming at all. Certain things are coming up, or I'm kind of too tired to do it or whatever. So but I'm gonna try to stream them as much as I can. So stop by. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a good time. It's a pretty fun show vibe we have there. Uh, don't come looking for gameplay because you're not gonna get it. Like good pro gameplay because I'm pretty bad at games. But if you're looking for a good time, just a fun place to chill out and joke around and just kind of shoot the poop. You know that saying with the curse word, but like without the curse word.
Oh, you mean shoot the shit?
Oh, yeah, thanks, Arthur. Yeah, that. Um, yeah, like you just a place where you can chill out and vibe to things and just whatever. It's a good time. It's a good time, and I've really been enjoying doing it the past few times I've done it, and yeah, I can't wait to see who stops by. It's always fun to see who and who comes into the chat. It's a lot of fun.
Trust me, guys. Rafa has a charismatic personality. You're gonna want to be there. It's a good time. And yeah, I guess my final plug as well. He already plugged the Twitch, the Twitters, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/ultra_vman. Like we said at the top of the pod, guys, it's all gonna be in the description, so definitely check out all of that. Check out all of our friends and families podcasts, our friends and families websites, 3uprints.com, geekjar3000, the Play and Pod, Alex, John, and Rafa, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed everything. I really hope and cannot wait to see anybody's feedback for episode 28 and tell us about animes and things like that you guys want us to watch or just anything you want us to talk about. And yes, I think that's about it.
Yes, sir. Seems like it.
So everybody have a blessed rest of your day, week, month, whatever you hear this. All love to you. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye.
See ya.